Good morning. This is Ananias Grace with your Monday morning coffee break on August 26, 2024. And I pray that everybody is up and having an awesome day thus far. But at this moment, you might need a break. So grab a cup of coffee or your favorite beverage. And as usual, lend me your ear for a few minutes. I have a question for you this morning. Do you have a promise, or has God spoken something to you and has promised you something that you've been praying for, something that you have been believing for, and it has not happened as of yet? So you're beginning to think, I better get a just in case this does not happen plan. Some of us call it a plan B. Well, I want to talk to you about that this morning, a just in case. Now, if I had to search the scriptures, and of course I didn't have to search for far, because God still has me studying the life of Abraham. Abraham had a just in case situation going on. Now, even before Abraham had the just in case that all of us know about with the birth of Ishmael, he even had a just in case when he was traveling. He was on the road going to the place that God had told him to go to. And because his wife was such a beautiful woman, Abraham convinced her, we're on this highway, and just in case somebody noticed just how beautiful you are and want to get you, but gonna have to come through me and they're gonna hurt me, let's say you are my sister, just in case. Abraham was used to the just in case because he's probably the one that put that spirit in his family. But Abraham was also promised a son. And God had told him that it was going to be through his son that there would come many descendants. Abraham was old, and so was his wife Sarah. So Sarah, being a dutiful wife as she was, I'm so sure of that she offered a just in case to her husband. I don't have any kids, Sarah probably said one day. So you take my maid and have a child through her. Maybe that is how we're supposed to do this thing, just in case, because God ain't showed up yet. I haven't gotten pregnant yet. So take this just in case. And what happened? Abraham went right along with her, and Ishmael was born. Sarah regretted that, though, that she had even suggested a just in case. So time goes on, and God lets Abraham know that is not the one. That is not the seed. The promise is not going to come through Ishmael. You're going to have a son. Sarah is going to have a baby. And that thing was funny to Abraham and to Sarah. But about 14 years or so later, Abraham and Sarah has an Isaac. And that was the promise that that was the fulfillment of the promise that God had made to Abraham. Now, I have to admit, if there was anybody in the Bible that I thought needed a just in case, it would have been Abraham. Because you see, God then asked Abraham for something else. That child that God had given to Abraham and to Sarah, Isaac was to be presented back to God as a sacrifice. And Abraham, by this time his faith has grown so much. It even tells us that Abraham believed God, and it was counted unto him as righteousness. So Abraham had a lot of faith at that point. But if I was Abraham, can you just imagine for a minute if you were Abraham? Wouldn't you been going through that road looking for a just in case? I'm taking my only child, the one that God promised me, where all these great things are going to happen through this child, and now I'm being asked to sacrifice this child back? Oh, come on, man. I'm going to go do what you said, but I think I might, on the way there, look for a just in case. Maybe I can find somebody that looks like the promise. Don't we do that? It might look like what God promised, but it ain't what God promised. So we would have been looking for something that we could sacrifice that looked just like what God has given us, just in case. So we look for the just in case. Abraham, however, kept going towards the spot where God was going to say, sacrifice this child. Abraham chopped the wood. He prepared the animal. He took the fire with him. He took the 2 servants with them, and off they go. And when they finally get to the place where he tells the servants, you all stay here. And oh my God, what does he say next? We're going to go over here and we're going to worship. How about right in the middle of me about to give back what God has promised me, and I finally got it, I'm going to worship. Awesome. So Abraham goes, and Isaac goes with him, and Isaac is looking at the fire. He's looking at the wood that's been chopped, and he's probably wondering, Daddy, where is it? Where's the sacrifice? So, but Abraham keeps busy. He puts his son on that altar that he builds, and right at the time when Abraham was getting ready to come down with the knife to kill that promise, God speaks. And when God spoke, he told him, don't touch him. Now I know you're going to follow me. Now I know you believe me. Now I know you love me, Abraham. Don't kill that son. And right at that time, there was an animal caught in the thicket and in the bush. And Abraham was able to get that animal and switch out the animal with his son and sacrifice that animal. See, when Abraham left from Sarah that day, when he left on that journey, getting to the spot that he was supposed to get to, he didn't leave with a just in case. He didn't have a plan B. If we get up here, what's going to happen? Oh, I'm going to stop this because I got a plan B. Abraham didn't leave home with a plan B. He left home with a promise, and he walked with that promise all the way up to the spot where he was supposed to release it and give it back to God. But at the moment he was going to release it, guess what God did? No. God didn't pop up with a just in case. How about this? God had caught a just in time and had it caught in the thicket. If you got something before God and you're wondering just when he's going to come through, is he going to answer me? Is he going to make this promise? All these promises that I read about in his word, are they really for me? If you are a child of God, yes, they are. When am I going to be able to see this? I want to be able to feel it and to touch it. Well, you see, faith don't work that way because we don't walk by sight. We have to walk by faith. So you have to walk like Abraham, believing that this thing is going to turn out all right. And see, when Abraham saw that ram there in that bush, he knew that was what to be sacrificed, because God stopped him and told him, don't touch what I gave you, because that's the promise that I promised. And see, I ain't a God that's going to give you a promise and then take it back from you. I prepared something else, and Abraham, I prepared it just in time. Your coffee break this morning that I want you to go away with is that you hold on to the promises of God, because He's going to provide it. He's not going to provide a just in case. He's going to provide a just in time. How about that? This is Ananias Grace. We love you. Have an awesome day.